Hey there guys, I am finally back from my long break that I had. A break that was not necessarily on purpose, just something that I was very busy with school, projects, and a lot of work that I had to take care of. But I'm officially back and making videos. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about college football players that I would say are in breakout watch for the 2024 college football season. Before I move on, remember to smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Now let's get into it. The first player that I'm going to be talking about in today's video is Virginia Tech quarterback Kyron Drones. Now, Drones in this previous 2023 college football season was the first year that he was a starter on the Division I level in his college football career, as he started off at Baylor, then transferred to Virginia Tech, and was the Hokies starting quarterback for the 23 campaign. He had a pretty good season as a first-year starter, completing 58% of his passes, for 2,085 yards, 17 touchdowns compared to only 3 interceptions. He was also impressive on the ground, rushing for 818 yards, averaging nearly 5 yards a carry, and had a total of 5 touchdowns. Now, while that may be considered a breakout campaign to some, I believe the 2024 college football season is going to be even more special for Kyron Drones. I believe Drones is the type of player that can truly have a special year in college football. He has great dual threat abilities, a passing game that has only gotten better, especially throughout last season, and I believe he has a lot of potential to be a great quarterback in 2024 and really lead a possibly an underrated Virginia Tech squad in the ACC. I think Kyron Drones is going to be a very entertaining player to keep up with, as if he keeps up the high level of very many turnovers and being a very highly effective runner on the ground. We could see him have over 2,000 plus passing yards and 1,000 plus rushing yards in the 2024 campaign. I think that's perfectly doable if he remains healthy and keeps improving at a consistent level. Staying with the quarterback position for this next player, I'm going to be talking about LSU quarterback Garrett Nussmeier. Now, Nussmeier has been inside the LSU program for a few seasons now, serving as a backup quarterback. But now it's finally his time to take the starting role for the Tigers and show everybody why he was as highly regarded a recruit as he was coming out of high school, and to show everyone that the Wisconsin game was not just a one-time thing. Going into the 2024 college football season, there are some high expectations for Garrett Nussmeier and LSU overall. People are expecting LSU to be one of the top teams in the SEC, one of the top teams in the nation, and of course, to remain one of the best offenses in college football after losing some of their top receivers in Jaden Daniels, as that's how much people are expecting out of Garrett Nussmeier. Garrett Nussmeier has shown some flash and potential over the last few years as a backup quarterback, and the most recent game that he played in where he served as the starting quarterback was in LSU's bowl game versus Wisconsin. In this game, Garrett Nussmeier completed nearly 69% of his passes, threw for 395 yards to the air, with 3 touchdowns compared to 1 interception. Not to mention, in LSU's spring game, Garrett Nussmeier had a perfect spring game and impressed many people throughout the spring, and it's expected that Garrett Nussmeier is going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the nation, and I truly believe that he's going to have a breakout campaign at that. Moving on to the next player, I'm going to be talking about newly running back transfer for Arizona State, Raleek Brown. Raleek Brown, coming out of the 2022 recruiting class, was one of the most hyped up and explosive players in all the nation. As if you looked at his film, you were going to be impressed no matter what. He was that special of a prospect, as in the air and on the ground as a running back, and he could really do it all. Kick return, punt return, the pass game, the run game. He was really overall a very exciting prospect. He started his career off at USC, where he played quite a bit as a true freshman, rushing for 227 yards, along with 3 touchdowns on the ground and 3 through the air, while being used extensively in the kick return side of things. However, for one reason or another, he did not play the most in the 2023 campaign, only appearing in 2 games for the 16 rushing yards with a rushing touchdown, and was not used hardly at all in the kick return / punt return side of things for the Trojans in 2023. However, with this new opportunity for Raleek Brown in 2024, it really seems like Arizona State is going to be a place where he can play a lot and really thrive at. He seems like he's more so going to be mainly a running back and used on the special team side of things. However, I wouldn't be surprised if Raleek Brown is also someone that's going to be used as potentially a slot receiver or even just someone out of the backfield in the passing game, as he's really that electric of a player and it's someone that has a lot of potential. And I believe 2024 could be a very special year for Raleek Brown at Arizona State. Looking at the other side of the football, the next player I'm going to be talking about is Penn State linebacker Tony Rojas. Rojas had a pretty good first year at Penn State in 2023 as he accumulated 22 total tackles, 3.5 tackles for loss, an interception, and 1 forced fumble. However, 2024 is going to be a big opportunity for Tony Rojas to step up to the plate and become one of the better, or should I say, one of the lead linebackers to that Nittany Lion defense. As Penn State had a couple linebackers declare for the draft and or switch positions defensive end, and this is going to provide an opportunity for linebackers like Tony Rojas in that room to really step up and make a name for themselves in college football, to have a breakout campaign, if you will, and to be one of those lead guys for Penn State. And I believe that Tony Rojas has all the skills and potential to do that in 2024. Moving on to the final player that I'm going to be talking about in today's video, I'm going to be talking about Kansas State wide receiver Jayce Brown. Now, K-State is a team that is being highly talked about going into the 2024 campaign regarding the Big 12 and teams that could potentially win it. And a player on K-State everyone's talking about is Avery Johnson. However, a player I feel like should get more praise, especially when it comes to breakout seasons and potential candidates for that, is wide receiver for Kansas State Jayce Brown. Jayce Brown had an impressive freshman campaign in 2023 for the Wildcats, as in 10 games played he had 27 receptions for 437 yards, averaging 16 yards a reception and 3 touchdowns through the air. To me, I feel like he's going to be one of the go-to targets for Avery Johnson going into the 2024 campaign. As in fact, regarding the receiving core overall, including tight ends and receivers for Kansas State, he's the leader in receptions, receiving yards, and touchdowns that's coming back from that 2023 roster in that receiver/tight end room for Kansas State. And I believe he's going to be one of the go-to targets for Avery Johnson in 2024. And I think his production's only going to go up. And I think he may have potential to be not only seen as a wide receiver 1 for Kansas State, but potentially be seen as one of the better receivers in the conference overall. I believe there's a lot to be seen for Jayce Brown, and I think he's going to have a great season for K-State in 2024. Well, guys, if you made it this far in today's video, drop something down in the comment section below. What videos you want to see in the future, and who do you believe is a player on Breakout Watch for the 2024 college football season? And before you head out, remember to smash that like button, turn on those post notifications, and subscribe if you haven't already. B. Kelly out.